Today we're gonna learn how to become financially free with Bitcoin. I have a few steps to learn how to become financially free. So before I start, and we live in a world of a rat race. The majority of us are just a rat, another rat in the race, and just fighting for the next meal. And while a few of us can make it to the top, but the majority is constantly living a unfulfilling life that's miserable, and they cannot afford to have children. They cannot afford to own their own home. They cannot afford many other things in life, right? Just from the past couple years or the from the past 2 years, like the inequality gap has gone so much that the life affordability is almost impossible, right? Because of the devastation of inflation, money printing, and wealth redistribution, right, that happened from the past 5 years. Now we're gonna look how to protect ourselves, right, with Bitcoin, right? So we don't want to be stuck into that game, right? And just this rat wheel and just keep going, and then just fighting with the other ones, the Josies, and we don't want to keep playing that game. So we want financial freedom, right? And Bitcoin is the tool to use for that. Okay, Bitcoin is freedom money, and when I say freedom money, I say that in a way, it is not only just you can send it without permission, but you can use it as a saving to protect yourself, right, against monetary devaluation, not just inflation, but against monetary devaluation. Okay, so when they are printing money, when they are printing the currency, they are devaluing your wages. They are devaluing your money, your saving in your bank account. Okay, so uh, come along with me, right? Come aboard, and we're gonna take it all the way to the end. I hope you stay till the end, because you need, in order to understand what I'm saying, you need to stay till the end to really achieve the goal of really financial freedom. So first, we're gonna look at what I'm saying here. I don't want to sound like too crazy to anybody. I just want to show you the fact. The fact is, if you put the US dollar against the Bitcoin price, right, BTC, you will see how the US dollar is crashing against Bitcoin. Now, we're only taking 5 years, right? The past 5 years, that just like the just past 5 years, right? So the price of Bitcoin, right? So this is the US dollar. Yeah, right? The US dollar was 0.00011 Bitcoin. Okay, so right now it fall 86.72%, 87, almost 87%. You lose against Bitcoin. Okay, so this is the devastation that happened. Now it loses value against Bitcoin. We can compare like any other currency against the US dollar. The US dollar can be relatively strong compared to others. For example, if you put it compared to the Canadian dollar, right, you will see, oh wow, that's relatively strong, right? Look, so it's going up, right? But relatively to any good things, any like if you take any commodity, it's going down, right? If you take gold, for example, so let's see gold. What happened with gold? Gold doesn't go up like usually. It doesn't, really go up. Um, so that's the gold against that. So let's see US dollar against gold. So see, it's going down, right? It's going down over time, right? So if you take 1 year, 2 years, see it's going down. 5 years, it's going down. See, so this is the reality. The reality is those are currencies, right? Like the money you get paid in your bank account, it's a currency. A currency is being used to transfer between when it's just to use within your country, within the territory of the governance, right? But it's not a store of value. So to start, we're gonna start here. So you have to set a goal, right? You need to set a goal and study Bitcoin, right? So what do you want in life, right? Is it about more time? So is it like you don't wanna be stuck in that rat race game? You just keep going every day, like 5 to 6 days a week, and then you have 1 day off, and then you go back again. 2 days off, you go back again. So you don't want that. Then you need to set a goal, right? And you need to study what is money, and this is why you will come to the conclusion of why Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin? So then you will start to understand why your time, your life is important, right? So you first need to study Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin is a money that nobody can create more of, right? It's just 21 million, right? So there's just 21 million, right? So nobody can create more Bitcoin, right? So um, like in contrast to every other currencies out there, right? All the cryptos, of the other fiat currencies, other things, they can make more of them. That's why their value have to go down against Bitcoin that is set in stone of 21 million hard cap. Okay, so now your goal was to have more time, right? The goal have to have more time. So your time, when you set your time, right? You put you save your time, your some of your income into Bitcoin. It's like saving time for yourself for the future, right? So let's say, for example, you work in a job, right? Your job is uh basically you're going to work every day, right? You're for the next 5 years, if you stay in the same job, you're probably gonna make about the same amount, right? So maybe you make about maybe 2% more next year, and then another 2% next year, another 2%, right? So maybe 10% higher, right, in the next 5 years, right? Maybe 10% higher in the next 5 years. At that time, inflation gonna they're gonna go so fast, it's gonna go faster than the rate you're getting a raise. Inflation is going the real inflation rate is at 12 to 15%. So you're getting about a 10% rate raise, so 12 to 15% a year. So that's a compounding, right? 12 to 15% a year. Let's do 12 to 15% a year of compounding rate. Let's do this for 5 years. Um, the compounding rate would be about 81%. Okay, so that's the all-time return, all-time like compounding rate would be 81%. Yes, it doesn't sound like you're losing everything, right? When the inflation rate is at 12%. I'm talking about I'm not talking about CPI. CPI is all fake, government data. But the real inflation at 12% over the next 5 years, you lose 80% of everything, all the money in the bank account, right? The value in terms of purchasing power. So, uh, in the in that's why you need your when they raise you, let's say they raise you 2%, or let's say they raise you 2% a year, right? In 5 years, right? The raise is only 10% in 5 years. So in uh in 5 years you lose 80%, but you only make 10%. So you still end up losing 70% of your money. So now we need a next step is to start investing today. Okay, this is not tomorrow, this is not next day, not next week, today. Okay, you can buy like at least $1 for Bitcoin, right? It's not like you have to buy a whole share of Bitcoin of 69 of 70,000 or 71,000, whatever the price is today. um, you don't have to buy a whole set of Bitcoin. You can just go and then buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. Right, let's go there. So you can only buy just $1 worth of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy the whole one Bitcoin. It's not possible for most people right now. So that's why I think in the future we will have to price Bitcoin based on Satoshis. Right, so one Bitcoin is equal to 100 million Satoshis. So I think we will have to base this call them Satoshis. So basically, this year into Bitcoin, I'm gonna show you that right now. So you start investing. How do you save in Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a saving technology. So let's say you are saving for $10, right? $10 a week, right? Invested into Bitcoin for 3 years. That's 3,000, right? That's 1,570. That would be the total cash put in, and then the return would be 3,198, right? So that would be 100 3 103% of percentage of growth of profit. So if you started, let's say 8 years ago, right? If you started 8 years ago, so you would have about 944%. That's why I said you start today, not tomorrow, not next day. You start today. Yeah, and when you do that, when you do it every week or every 2 weeks, you are doing something called DCA, your dollar cost averaging. So every time the volatility will not affect you much. Like some people, they want to buy at the top, and they just waiting to FOMO, right? To know when the price is going up, when everybody's buying, so they're buying too. So you don't want to do that. You want to study. But that's why the first step is to study Bitcoin to understand what it is, and then you build your confidence enough so now you can invest for the long term, right? For the 5, 10, 15 years, right? So you don't want to invest for the next 2 years. So if we don't want to do it for the next 2 years, but you want to do it for the next 15 years, because remember what we're talking about here is about becoming financially free, and it's not easy. It's not like a easy thing. It's not a get rich quick thing. It's a long-term journey. So I said it easy. If you want to start like the simple, easy, something that won't really affect you much, right? $10 of Bitcoin, right? Every week, not even every day. That's just $10, right? You start slow and small, and then you see what it does, right? So you sign up with an exchange. The easiest way it is for you, right, to get it, right, just to start. The start is the earlier you do it is the better. So now you see, for 8 years you would be putting in 4,000, right, and you would be getting it 43,000, right? That's more than 10 times your money in 8 years, right? So I don't know what else would give you that much of a return and this year. So, and then not only that, you have the guarantee that there won't be more than 21 million Bitcoin, and you can hold it yourself, right? You can spend it yourself without a permission, right? From a counterparty, right? You don't have the counterparty risk. So with a stock, you have counterparty risk because you need permission, right? They need to know when you spend it, what you spend it on, right, and all that, right? So now, the first thing I should have done here is to define what is financial freedom. But since we far in this video, I think I'm still gonna do it anyway. Financial freedom is when you're able to live the life you want without having to worry about financial impact of the decision you make. This will generally be due to having enough savings, investments, or their assets to be able to sustain yourself financially. Now, there's one thing I don't fully agree here. Let's say to 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 live without having to worry about financial impact and decision you make. So you still have to worry about what your decisions you make, right? You still have to worry about that. You still have to be financial conscious. You have to be aware of what you're doing. You don't waste your money just because you have a lot of them. Right? That's not a good habit. You still have to have discipline, right? Even if you have a lot of money. So, financial freedom is possible, but we need to know like how to get there, right? So, this is a Bitcoin logo here, right? Bitcoin is freedom, right? Bitcoin is freedom. So, this is what it is about on this video. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going here. So, the next step would be pay down bad debt. Okay, so pay down bad debt. You have like credit card debt, right? Like a 22% interest rate, like 18. Those are too high, right? Those are too high, too expensive debts for you because is this is how the banks keep us slave, right? This is how they keep you slave. They don't want you to be financially free, so they charge you with a load of debt, with a load of high interest, right? So this is bad debt. Credit card debt is bad debt because it keeps it, it keep pulling you back, right? You cannot move ahead with that much of interest. It's like trying to run, and then you have a chain with the um, you have a chain tie on your feet, and with a big ball of massive metal weight on it, right? You can't run with that, right? It's like trying to run in a big pot of in a pond of mud, right? You can't run in that mud, right? You have to get out of get out of the mud so you can get away, find a way to move freely, right? So it would be easier for you to move your feet so you can run faster, right? So you need to pay down those bad debt, right? So that doesn't mean you need to stop DCA. You can still DCA. You're just doing, let's say, $10 or $100 a week, but you keep in mind you need to pay down this debt that keep pulling you back, right? So this was one of my biggest challenge in my early days to all those credit card debt, because I didn't really understand what the credit card debt was. I didn't understand how that works, the interest system. I didn't understand any of that, right? So I had to learn how to interpret financial debt and all that, right? Credit card debt. So pay down the debt and upgrade your skills. So the first step is to upgrade your skills. So this is very, very important here, because if you let's say you're working um, let's say you are working as a general labor, right? So you're doing heavy liftings, and you're working hard every day. So this kind of type of work, they are very good. They may pay you well, right? They may pay you well, but as you're aging, right, you may not be able to do those same kind of work, right? It's just you are human beings. Your body is not gonna be able to handle the same kind of liftings and all heavy liftings. Plus, maybe you want more money, right? Because most of those general laborers, I've done them for a long time, and they don't really pay much, right? So what I've done for myself is to upgrade my skills. I had to learn something else that doesn't cost me much money, but that can make me more money, uh, right? So if I have the skill, um, so I stopped I stopped working as a general laborer. I started driving trucks. I started to learn about how to drive trucks, and then with that skill I went and get my license. Now I was able to double my income. So that's a very good thing, and I didn't have to spend too much money on getting a diploma or a certificate. It didn't cost me too much money. It didn't cost me like a lot of time. Right? It just cost me maybe 1 month of study, of learning and everything. And I just did all the courses, take the test, and then boom, boom, boom. Now I'm working, I'm making twice as much money. Right? So now I'm able to go faster. So now I can pay my debt, my credit card debt faster. I can pay, I can DCA faster. I can save on Bitcoin faster. So now upgrade your skills, right? Um, and then the fifth one is to keep learning, right? You need to uh, keep learning. Oh, so this, what is making that noise here? Okay, so sorry guys. So I had to leave this over here. Um, okay, so you need to keep learning about Bitcoin, right? Keep learning, keep upgrading your skills, and understanding what money is, right? So, and then the sixth one, I'm trying to remember here. The sixth one is to have a budget, right? Have a budget on what you're spending on, right? A lot of people, and when they get to 100,000, they think it's a lot of money. They start to spend it everywhere, go on vacation. I'm not saying, don't buy your Starbucks. I'm not saying don't spend, don't take a vacation. Sometimes you deserve, you deserve to take a vacation. You deserve to take a rest, right? But remind yourself that your goal is to be financially free. You want to be, if you want in the future, you want a vacation, you can take it without having to worry too much about, oh, like, what's gonna happen next month about my rent. Am I gonna be able to pay my rent and all that, right? So if you don't want to be worried about those things, then you have to start early, and then you have to be conscious of your spending, right? Then right now, so you're delaying your gratification today, so in the next 10 to 15 years you can enjoy this moment, right? So this is uh this is a goal here. So, and also you need to learn about compounding. Wait, you need to learn about compounding. This is one of the most important thing. I just learned just recently, and I think it would be so good for me to learn if I knew this better. It would be so much beneficial to me if I know about this earlier. So let's say if you have $5,000, and then it's growing at 5% a year, and then in 5 years you'll be getting 6,400, right? That's 5%. But let's say you put that into Bitcoin that's growing at 45% a year for 5 years. Let's see what you get. Okay, with your $5,000. Okay, that's $45,000 in 5 years. So a lot of people don't think 5 years is a long time. For me, it's not a long time. It just like it was 5 years, like just 5 years was just like yesterday to me, right? But you make like up to 40,000 with your $5,000, right? It's not too bad, right? So compounding rate is a very, very important thing, important calculation you have to understand, put in your head. And the more you understand, now let's say I could wait for 20 years on my $20,000. Now I have a return of $34 million. Okay, that's in just 20 years of 5,000, the same $5,000, nothing added, just same, right? It's just growing at 45% a year, right? For 20 years it goes up to $34 million, right? So this is the power of Bitcoin. This is the power of compounding growth, right? Compounding rate. So it is very, very, very important. Now, Now you have, let's say you have all this wealth, you have this strategy, you get it now, you're saving, you're accumulating. Now what do you think you need next? You need to uh, work on your health. Okay, you need to work on your health. So work on your health. That means you watch what you eat, you you exercise, you take time for yourself, right? Eat healthy, like be healthy, right? This is what you have health, right? Because all this money, right? All this money won't do anything good to you if you don't have the wealth, you don't have the life to enjoy it, right? So you need the healthy body, healthy mind, healthy spirit, right, to enjoy all the money. Now, let's go on. In the next step is to enjoy your money, right? Is to enjoy your money. Now, I'm not saying you have to party every day or just take a vacation all year. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying you need to enjoy your money in a way. So maybe you always wanted um, to do something in life since you was a kid. Maybe you always wanted to have a non-profit where you can help other kids in other countries. Maybe you always wanted um, to create a YouTube channel. Maybe you always wanted to do something, but you never had the time because you were so busy, right? You were so busy in the rat race. You were so busy slaving, and you didn't have like this. You couldn't think about your goals, right? You were so focusing, like uh, like working for this corporate company, uh, to satisfy their egos, to make them happy. Right? You didn't have the time for yourself. It was too busy on things like that. But now, Bitcoin gives you your freedom, right? Bitcoin gives you your freedom, so you have the time for yourself. You can decide, hey, I wanna do this today, or I don't wanna do that today. I prefer to, let's say, write today. Let's say I prefer um to read a book today, right? So you have a choice, right? Now, I'm not saying like once you get to that point, to this kind of money, to quit working. That's not what I'm saying. Because if you quit working at that point, the value of your money, let's say you have 32, 34 million, right? And if you spend too much in the next 5 years, the value of that, you will have to spend those Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is proof of work. If you don't work, right, you're gonna have to spend them. So you're gonna have to lose some of this Bitcoin to somebody else who is working. So I would say you could still work for somebody, or if you have a business, right, at that point you can start a very small business that where you can give your time in the business, and then just, even if it's not like 100% of your time, but something you always wanted to do, and something that the world's want, right, the society you want, and then they want your service, and you're giving your service, and then you don't have to dedicate all your life for it. So this is my playbook to how to become financially free using Bitcoin. I hope this was very useful to you, and I hope to see you in next 20 years very wealthy and then financially free. Thank you for watching.